Hey guys, in today's video, I am going to show you how to do rusted floor repairs and body panel repairs. And we're going to do it at the absolute lowest cost to you whatsoever known to man. And we're going to make all our own panels. We're going to use all the cheapest materials. I am going to show you all the tricks of the trade here, guys, to save you money and do this quick and cheap. Let's get into this video right away, guys, and you will be blown away how quickly and how easily this can be done. All right, let's start welding this up, guys. What am I using for metal? We're gonna do this first. I am using old washing machine and dryer metal. It's perfect. All right, I'm gonna weld some of this up and show you guys what that looks like. Check it out. And I washed everything. I got all the salt out, cleaned inside the frame. All right. What do you guys think of that? Nice and quick. I gotta do this over one weekend. Boom! Look at that, boys and girls. She's getting there. So now I made this. All right, let's put that on. All right, check it out. Looking pretty good, getting nice and sturdy. Take a good look at that. So now we're gonna tackle this craziness. So I started cutting some panels like this out. That's gonna go there. All around, throw on a floor. Not bad. All right, I'm just gonna show this to you guys when it's done. Okay, just to give you guys some ideas, see? So I got like a nice lip everywhere, see? I made it nice and straight. See that? Up to there, because we're gonna be fixing that still. That's all looking good. So now, see, out of the side of a washing machine, cut this thing out. Look at that, nice. Thick steel for a nice door panel. Let's go slide that in there. Okay, there it is installed, as you can see. So I still gotta put more welds. See, I didn't weld that in yet. So I'm gonna zip it all in nice, so it's nice and sturdy. And we're gonna rebuild this thing, guys. So gotta cut a little bit of it and we're gonna remake that. I'll show you guys when that's done so you can get some ideas for yourself. Okay, just a little in-between shot. See what I did there? Just made another piece. All I'm using is like pliers and corners of that, a bench and some clamps to bend stuff. Pretty straightforward. So now I'm gonna weld this in here, like that. And then we'll make like a top piece. Good enough. I'm still gonna weld all that. Okay. There you go, looking pretty good. So now I got a little piece of cardboard. Figure out exactly what I need. See, just like that. And let's go trace this onto some metal and cut it out. And then we'll just bend it on the bench. See, this way when you're welding, you don't have to worry about the paint. So you take all the paint off on the edges. Okay, let's go bend it. Okay, so now I'm just gonna grab my grinder. See, I marked where I'm gonna be welding so I can grind the paint off. And this just goes on here like this, guys. Look at that. Okay, let's weld her on. All right, see how nice that turned out? This is So solid, guys. Okay, so what I'm gonna do now is, I think I'm gonna repair this whole situation off camera. I'm gonna do that off camera because you guys have kind of seen that already. And then this thing on the other side, I'll show you guys how to repair that because it is kind of soft, which I will get to, where the back of the control arms hook up. If you go to jack it in that spot, you can feel that the floor starts to kind of bend up. You can even see it, right? So I'm gonna figure out how to fix that. I'll see you guys probably tomorrow, honestly, because this is gonna take me like an entire day. Okay, I guess I am gonna show you some stuff after all. So this is how I was able to jack it because everything else is still soft. See, I put a board like that, a board there. That totally worked. So these right here, guys, if this is rotted out, any of this, the car's garbage. So I poked around at all this before I bought the car. And this is all super solid. No issues with any of that. Solid as it can be. My issue is this part is soft. See? Which we're gonna repair that and the floor, right? So let me go inside and I'll show you this on the inside. Okay, so in here, see, this is rotted out a bit, like it's soft and all that. So that's what we're gonna change, and we're gonna use really thick steel. I'll get to that. Both sides we're gonna have to do the same thing. Okay, what I'm gonna do now is I am gonna take the control arm off completely, I think, or at least disconnect it there. Okay, I'll decide soon. I'm replacing the control arm, I'm replacing the calipers, I'm replacing the shocks. I'm basically replacing everything. I'm even replacing this drive axle because the boot's broken. Okay, so all that's coming off. Okay, so I removed the control arm. As you can see, there's the two bolts. See that? So this is what we're gonna rebuild from underneath and on the inside. See, we're gonna cut all that out and see what it looks like under there. And then there's like a beam that's gonna run this way. See, one of those beams, which is also rotted out on the other side. I cut it out earlier. And then we'll attach it to all this and run it across. Okay, I'm gonna go cut that out right now. Okay guys, so I cut this out, and as you can see, this actually looks pretty solid. You know, it's this part here that's missing and was rotted out, and some of it's not perfect. So what I'm actually gonna do, guys, is, because recording this is really slowing me down, I'm gonna weld up this whole side, I'm gonna finish this, and then it'll be easier for me to record the other side because I'll have more of a plan, right? Because right now I'm kind of figuring out how to do this as I'm going. So I'm just gonna finish this. I'll show you guys when this is done, and then I'll show you the whole process on the other side, guys. I got caught in the rain. It was crazy. Okay, I'll see you guys soon. Hey guys, it's the next day. So I originally wasn't even gonna make this video. Like, I was kind of doing it for myself, and then I decided to make the video, so it's kind of all over the place and I keep changing my mind about what I'm gonna show. But I am one full entire day into this. I am gonna show you what I've done. And I'm also building this, guys. Nice cabriolet rabbit. Anyways, okay, so let me show you in here. So I used the thicker steel. I used a door material from a dryer or whatever, super thick. Look at that. So I cut away what was rotten and I just welded up to it. I butted it over so it was like cut to like wherever. It's really starting to get strength, right? So now I'm gonna make some kind of brackets here to like reinforce this spot so there's no way it's gonna have any flex. Yeah, I'll show you all of that as I'm going. It's really coming together. It's really coming together. Yeah, that's all super solid, as you can see. Okay, so now out of an old box spring frame, I cut a piece out and I made this, which, check it out, guys. So I kind of reinforced some of this here. I accidentally cut that, so I re-welded it. Just so you can get a good look. Yeah, she's solid. So now this thing is gonna go right here. Like that. Look at that. That's gonna be extra reinforced. So I'm gonna go ahead and zap that in, guys. And I'll show you what's next. Okay guys, check it out. That's probably more solid than it was originally. Look at that, I welded that thing on nice. As you can see, she is solid. Like, you can easily jack the car from underneath in that spot, even right now, right? But see that like frame rail right there that's missing here? We're gonna build a new one underneath. And also, we're gonna cover this up. I'm probably gonna make two sections, like one triangular section welded on, and then make another section welded on. So that way I can actually weld it to this. So it's all super solid, guys. And then once it's all covered up and painted and looking nice, we're gonna spray some oil in there so it never rusts again. Okay, let's move on. Okay guys, so before I start welding that up, so I got some angle iron like this. I got this from another box spring mattress. So this is like really thick stuff, right? So what I'm gonna do is right over here, see that's the front, right? So right over here, I'm gonna weld this in like this, right here. I'm gonna weld it to the side, and I'm gonna weld it to the floor. Super good. Then I'm gonna drill some holes through this, maybe 3 holes, right? I'm gonna run some nuts and bolts through it, and then underneath the car, see right here, guys, what I'm gonna do is on the inside here, I'm gonna grab the same kind of piece and I'm gonna put it in like this. Get it? Bolt it through, maybe even zap it on with the welder. I might even grab another one of these and put it on this side, weld it all up. I'm gonna use smaller stuff, or I might cut some of it. And then we're gonna have a nice jacking point if we ever need to jack up the car, because if you start jacking it on, you know, this 40-year-old rocker, it's gonna crumble in. I even bent this back with some pliers. So I'm gonna reinforce the jacking point there, and I'll do something similar on the back, but just letting you know. So I'm gonna do that. I'll just show you what that looks like when it's done, but it's gonna be totally jackable right there, guys. Okay, so see, I made this little piece. So that's gonna go right there like this. I'll zap that on so you guys can see what that looks like. So I ended up just welding this thing on, as you can see. It's super solid. Let's go on the other side, or underneath. See, I just welded a plate in just on the inside like that. I've already tried this out, and I jacked the car up by this. It's super solid, 0 flex at all. So I got a wicked jacking spot. Still gonna be making that there, that rail. Okay, let me weld that piece inside in. Okay, there it is. Check it out, guys. Welded in, super nice, super strong. This thing is getting strength like you wouldn't believe. Okay, I'm gonna make this part, weld that in, and then we're moving underneath. Okay, guys, just in case you don't know how I'm making these forms, piece of cardboard. You make it out of cardboard first. And then you cut it out of metal. Trace it, cut it out. Very simple. See, just like that, I traced it, and then you just use an angle grinder with a cutoff wheel. Cut it out. All right, so I decided to do this side first before I do the bottom. So I didn't really show before, but see, I cut everything out. That was all rot, and I left what's nice and solid, guys. All right, I'm gonna weld all this together, boys and girls. Okay, guys, it's been an entire day. So I did the other side. I'm basically done. I just gotta weld in there still. which I haven't done yet. I need a break from this whole floor thing. It's super solid, super good. So now we're gonna build this rail here, guys, right there. Okay, I'll show you how to do that, guys. So what we're using is, I got some box spring mattress frames, so some angle iron, pretty thick stuff. So I got a couple there. I found this gate, which has very, very thick steel on it, as you can see. So I'm gonna use that. And here they are cut already. So I started making it. So that's how I cut it. I drilled a hole, I cut it like that. See, and I did that with it. So I got two of them. See, like this. I'm gonna cut the appropriate length section, like from there to there, out of that thick stuff. And I'm gonna weld it on top here. I figured out exactly where the holes gotta be. I'm gonna weld that thing on top. Okay, let me cut that, clean it up, weld this, and show you what it looks like. Okay, showing you guys an in-between stage, right? So make sure you clean your metal so it welds good. Clean that. So I clean that nice. All the paint, right? So there, I tacked it together. This is what you're building. A nice, solid frame rail, right? So obviously my welder's not really taking this too good, so I just tacked it up. I am gonna go to like a neighbor's house and use a stick welder. Okay, you guys get the idea. Okay, that's gonna go in the front underneath, right? Okay, I'm gonna build these. See you guys in a bit. Okay guys, the inside is all welded up. I am very happy with the way it turned out. It is so solid. So now, these frame rails, right? So what I did is, I drilled a couple holes in both of them, see? On the sides, right? So now, okay, on the other side, let's go over there. See, on this side, guys, I already put one on here. Check it out. See how I got that on? Just like that. And then I put bolts, nuts and bolts all the way through the floor, attached it, and then I did just a few spots where I welded it actually to the floor. So now I can completely jack the car right there. It's so solid, guys. We're gonna clean all this up, make this look beautiful. I'm gonna do some repairs here. Here's the before, I'll show you the after later. Okay, well, this is what it ends up looking like later, guys. Not bad at all, not bad at all. Okay, so I'm gonna go put the other side on. Okay, so on this side, see these two holes here are just gonna go right on where the back of the control arm hangs on, all the way to the back, bolts through the floor, weld it on, and she's gonna be nice and solid, guys. All right, guys, for the first time in many years, the car is up, as you can see, on some jack stands, right on the subframe there, frame rails, mint. I'm super happy. So now, this is what I did. I used a little wire wheel. I'm just gonna focus on this corner right now. So I used this wire wheel. I cleaned everything best I could. I used sandpaper. I sanded like anything that's shiny, I sanded. If it's shiny, body filler and paint won't stick to it. So I did everything wherever I could. All this, I wired brushed it, made sure there's no rust. I chiseled at it. It's very solid. Everything's looking good. So I cleaned everything best I could. I got the grinder out. And like in here, see, I grinded the old metal. And here's the new metal. So now, same with all these kind of areas. See, I cleaned it all best I could. So now what we're gonna do is we're just gonna get regular plain Jane body filler like that. Got that at Walmart, 20 bucks. And all these like areas like this, we're just gonna get some body filler and we're just gonna blend this together. That's all we're doing. We're not going too crazy. We're not putting it on like crazy thick. You just don't want that kind of stuff to be visible. You don't want this to be visible. So there it is. I mean, it's probably gonna take me about 20 minutes to put the body filler on. See, like all these areas, right? That's like the metal inside that I welded in. Here's some of the old stuff. So I'm just gonna put body filler, you know, to kind of smooth this out and make it look nice. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, I'm gonna mix some body filler up. I'll see you guys in 20. Okay guys, so I got the body filler on, as you can see. See what I did? So I'm just waiting for that to dry because I gotta sand it a little bit. See over here? See, it kind of hides everything, eh? Like. So anyways, I'm using two products here. One product is this. Just paint like this, Rust-Oleum, semi-black. And all I'm doing with this is anywhere where it looks good, like all these areas, right? Just going around and painting everything black. See what I mean? Like all this stuff. Make it look brand new, right? So I'm gonna paint everything I can except for these areas. Just to save time, I'm doing this now. Once that's dry, I'm gonna give it about 25 minutes. I'll show you what product I'm using on that, so you won't even see it. It's gonna look mint. Okay, so now I got some 40 grit sandpaper. See, I ripped a little piece of it. And I'm gonna show you like in real time. So like this part here, right? This is all I'm doing, watch. Just getting the sharp parts off. And that is it. I'm not doing anything more than that. So I'm gonna go around. I'm gonna get all these areas, right? Just to smooth it out. That area there. Okay, and then I'll show you what's next. Okay guys, everything is sanded. Took me like 5 minutes. That's all I did. So now, next product, guys. This is what I'm using. Easy liner. This is how you make like bed liners inside of a truck. Don't use rock guard or rubberized rock guard, because later when we oil guard this car so it never rusts again, oil melts rock guard, it melts rock guard, it melts undercoating, but this stuff it doesn't. So this is what we're using. This is way better, and it's only like $1 more. Great stuff. So okay, check it out. See, it like has like a bubbly texture to it, so it literally hides all the imperfections. Just nice and thin. You're only putting it where there is body filler or where there's something that you don't like the look of. Everywhere else we're gonna use the paint because it's cheaper and way more efficient that way. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and paint everything with this stuff. Okay guys, so the front is done underneath on one side and on the other side now. I am very happy. It looks really good. I still will show you guys better. Everything is so solid. You can easily jack the car right here and by those, and like it just jacks so good. So now what I did, guys, is I gotta work on the back. So on the back, first of all, I gotta fix this situation here. This whole thing is pretty rotted, so I'm actually gonna cut it out and make a new section. Just showing you guys what I'm gonna be doing. Otherwise, it looks pretty good underneath. Let me show you under here. See, it's not too bad. I just gotta clean it up, but these like structural areas where the axle was, everything's strong there. I might have to do some little bit of welding here and there. I had to take the axle off. I had to take the gas tank off. gas lines, brake lines, everything's gonna be new, shock absorbers. So I'm just showing you guys the before and the after, because this video is probably getting too long already. It looks good, guys. It's looking good. All right, guys, here's a little in between. I started banging it with a hammer to see what's what here. Okay, I'll see you guys in a few hours. I'll show you the magic of being creative. Okay, guys, well, gotta start somewhere. Made this nice little panel out of good old dryer. Let's start with that. We'll have a nice solid beginning, then we'll weld up to this thing. Pretty straightforward. All right. Boom, there it is, looking pretty good. So now under here, I made this piece. That is gonna go on like that. I'm gonna have to make two because I didn't have one long enough. And I'm gonna use some nuts and bolts, and I'm just gonna bolt it on. It'll be easier because it's hard to weld something like that. Okay, let's do it. Okay, guys, check it out. So I got the convertible lights on it, so I can fit a European license plate. I like to put a European license plate underneath my license plate. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Okay, so I got that on. Okay, I'm gonna make some more panels. Okay, so now I made this piece. See, that is gonna go right there like that. I'm gonna weld it to there and to this bottom piece. See, and I grind the paint off so I can weld easier. Okay, let's throw it on, guys. Okay, so now, boom, made this piece. And then I'll kind of bend it around. I'll have to put some relief cuts in it. And don't worry, we'll get in there too. Okay, so I got that on, as you can see. See, I cut some relief cuts into it. So now kind of one by one, I'm just, it's hot because I just welded a piece. But one by one, I'm kind of pulling these and creating the shape that I want, and then I'm welding them to good metal here. If something is rotted, I'll have to add another piece. I mean, it is what it is. I'm only like literally very few hours into this, maybe 2 hours, and look, got that much done already. Okay, guys, it's really coming together. It is the next day. So I made this little panel out. Check it out. Right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna make like 4 of these. See if it's gonna go in here. Gonna weld it up over here. Inside, I'm gonna drill 2 holes, and I'm gonna put bolts all the way through. I'm gonna do the same thing on that side and on the bottom. That'll look nice in there for the bumper to go in. It's a little bit rotted at the edges here. So that way, it's nice and strong. Gets rid of all that. I mean, it looks good. It's really coming together. I'm gonna like skip some of these steps here, and I'll just show you guys when I'm closer to being done. I want to focus for a few hours. Okay, I got a lot more done. It's looking really good, as you can see. So it looks like it might rain. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna fill some of these welds with some body filler, so that way if it does get wet, it's not gonna you know, I scraped some of this. It's actually good and solid underneath, so I'm just gonna put body filler on that. I did that. I'm still not finished there. Like I said, I'm gonna put body filler on some of it, and then I'm gonna keep welding. I'm very happy with that, honestly. It cost me nothing, and it looks pretty good. Pretty good. Okay. Oh yeah, and one more thing. So everywhere that was shiny, I used this and I scuffed everything up, because body filler does not stick to anything that is shiny, guys. So I did basically the whole entire thing with this. This is like a sanding pad. Okay, guys, well, it was supposed to be a floor repair video, but I am showing other stuff. So this piece was there all rusted, right? So I got rid of that, made a nice brand new one. So that's obviously gonna go there. Pretty straightforward, right? So underneath here, all of the back areas, see? The same body filler trick and some black paint. And that all looks really, really nice. So I'll do the back. I'll paint all this. I'll use body filler to kind of straighten it out. And then we're gonna do the rest of the underneath, which there really isn't much left, guys. Okay, let me throw this on, zap it on with the welder, and show you what the back looks like. Okay, here it is all welded together, if you guys are interested in that. It's looking very nice. It's solid like you wouldn't believe. So I'm just gonna clean up these welds a little bit with like a floppy disk to get them down. And then we're gonna fill this whole thing with body filler, the rest of it. So anyways, there it is. It is what it is. Cost me nothing and didn't take me long either, guys. Even did this little corner here, guys, just like that. All right, I'm gonna put some body filler on. I'm gonna put lots of body filler on, actually. Okay, guys, so this is the body filler I'm using. It's from Napa. Expect to use up a big tub like this just for this back, no problem. I'll show you guys kind of exactly what I'm doing here. Yeah, this is good stuff from Napa, guys. Just regular lightweight body filler. Okay, so you should expect to put on at least 5 coats of body filler to get this shaped right. All I'm using to shape it is 40 grit sandpaper, guys, with Velcro on the back, just on a longboard. It's the easiest, quickest way. So the first time I put body filler on, this is what it looked like. See how rough that is? So that's the first coat. Then I just quickly, like I'm talking quickly, like 2 minutes, sanded the high spots with this. And then you put another skim coat on. So this is twice this is done. So I quickly sanded it. And I mean, this was all bent and warped like you've seen. So that's the second time around. Here is what it looks like the third time around. See, with each time, it's getting smoother and nicer. Okay, let me show you. I'm gonna focus on this spot here. I'll just show you how quickly this is. A lot of times what guys do is they'll sit there and they'll sand for 5 hours. You really don't need to. You can literally sand very little and then just fill it in with a skinny amount of body filler. And then that way you don't have to sand so much. And then you sand it again, fill it in with body filler. And eventually it'll be so smooth, you'll go over it a few times and it'll be perfect. Okay, let's get into it. Okay, I'll show you guys in real time. Always wear a respirator when sanding and applying body filler so you don't get cancer. You don't want to breathe it when you're mixing it, and you don't want to breathe it when you're sanding it. See guys, that's all it takes. 20 seconds. Check it out. See guys, so I mean, like I said, this was pretty warped here from the accident it was in years ago, but instead of trying to get it on the first time, just fill it like this. Get some body filler and just fill it. You know, wait 20 minutes and sand it again, just the way I did. And it's so quick. Same with like around all this. It's all very, very easy, guys. See, all I would do here is just grab this and That's it. See, just like that. Blow off the dust. Get some body filler. Skim it on, and each time it's going to get easier and easier. I mean, how much can I really show you guys here? See, that's what it looks like by the third time. Look. So there's not as much sanding as you would think there would be. Okay, I'm going to do a couple times, 3-4 times, and then I'll show you guys when it's almost done with the 40 grit.
So you mix in body filler, guys, the right way. Man, that looks good. Is that a real thing meant for body filler, Tom?
Yep.
Oh, nice. Remember, guys, if you don't have the correct tool for spreading body filler on, you can always use a plastic card that you don't need anymore. And all the credit for that goes to Tom. I even save my old cards for him, gift cards, whatever, and I give them to Tom, and he reuses them and makes my cards go on.
Okay, best way to clean one of these guys is to go like this so you can reuse your cardboard. When you grab this thing, you just go right on the grass. Look at that. Okay guys, well, as you can see, once again, it's smoother than it was before. Look at that difference. So each time it gets better and better. So this time for real, I'm gonna go ahead and off camera, do it like 3-4 more times until it's exactly the way I want it. Okay guys, it has been a very long day of sanding, basically all day, but it is done. Check it out. Okay, so it is completely blocked out. As you can see, it looks awesome. I mean, the camera doesn't really do it justice. It's basically almost perfect. Took me an entire day. So now, this is all 40 grit. So now I just got a piece of 120 grit. And all I'm doing with this, guys, is, like, see how there's like a sharp edge here? Right, so I'm just gonna go around. See, and I'm gonna round it off like that so it looks like real. See the difference? That versus like this sharp edge. See, and I'm also getting rid of some of the scratches. I'm not going too crazy here because it will kind of deform it, so you don't want to use like an electric sander or nothing. You just want to lightly like, that's it. That's all you want to do about the scratches. We're going to get rid of the scratches using a primer. I will get to that. So I'm going to go around and I'm going to basically sand this whole thing with this, mainly getting these edges to make them nice and round like that so they look good and real, guys. The dog probably thinks I'm talking to the dog, but I'm not. I'm talking to people online sitting at their computers or phones, guys. Okay, yeah, see what I mean? Like, see how sharp this edge is? So you just want to clean all that up, get rid of some of the scratches. Okay, see you in a bit. Okay, I'm going to try to speed this up. Okay, so this is all basically ready for paint. So now what I'm doing is one of these. This is the equivalent of 320 grit sandpaper. And what you do is, I'm going to be putting primer on. So anywhere that you're going to paint that's shiny, wherever you think the primer is gonna reach, you have to scuff it, otherwise it's just gonna peel. Just like that. That's all it takes. Look. So you just gotta go around and give everything a scuff. Like in this kind of area, we're gonna kind of prime it up to here. So you just gotta. So that way the paint will stick to it. It's gotta have something to bite into. If it's shiny, it will just flake off. So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna get all the edges that need to be done. And then I'm gonna tape up the whole car. Pretty straightforward. Blow all the dust off with my air compressor, which is right here. And we're gonna get painting of the primer, guys. Okay, guys, so we're gonna use a paint gun. So we're using two products here. One is a self-etching primer. This is an absolute must. All we're doing with this, guys, is anywhere that we've burned through and you have bare metal, we're gonna just put a light little coat of the self-etching primer. Basically, primers don't like to stick to bare metal except for self-etching primer. And let me just show you how little of it you need. One of these cans can last you so many vehicles. Watch, a little bit of bare metal there. That's it. That's all you got to do. Just like that. So I'm going to go around and spray all the spots. And then what we're using next, guys, is this right here. Amazing stuff. So this is a high build primer, but it comes with a hardener, guys. If you just get like a 2K high primer in a can, it's just not the same, guys. It's like night and day. This stuff gets out like even 40 grit sand scratches. It's incredible. And you get a good bang for your buck because this will last you so much longer than any can. So anyways, you mix it 4-to-1. I'm gonna mix it up, guys, and I'm gonna spray it in my gun, and it's gonna look amazing. Okay, I'm doing that right now. Okay, guys, so I got it all primed up, as you can see, looking incredible. So we're gonna wait till tomorrow for this to dry. It needs to be nice and dry so we can block it out and get rid of all the scratches, but it looks super good. So now while I'm waiting for that to happen, I pulled the window out. I got a video on that if you're interested. We're just starting to repair this rear hatch here. Pretty straightforward. I don't know if I'm gonna show that, but see, it's not bad. Made some little pieces here out of metal, so that's just gonna go like this. Weld it up, bend it up. Gonna do the whole bottom, maybe 2 little corner spots, and I'm not gonna worry about it too much. It's gonna be a rat rod, guys. Okay, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and I'll show you how to block this out, guys. And then we're painting it to match. Okay, here we are. It is the next day. So now see, if you look close, so you can see scratches. See that? This is basically, it's almost like a thin layer of body filler, this primer. It is incredible. So I got some 320 grit sandpaper on a block. It has to be on a block. You could go electric, but see what we're gonna do. Can you see those scratches? Well, there they are. So you gotta block them out. So you just grab this thing. And that's it. You just sand enough so the scratches disappear. It's so easy. It would blow your mind. So here, I will show you I did that in real time. So look, I'll show you nice and close. So here's the scratches, see, and look, right where I sanded, they're completely gone. See that? So I mean, that's all we gotta do is we're gonna block this out, block the back out. If you have little corner pieces, just grab some 320 grit sandpaper, just hold it in your hand. You can get it. Careful not to burn through. The goal is not to burn through. I mean, you could block it out and re-primer it. Sometimes guys will even do that 3 times. I'm building a rat rod. I'm not too worried about it being absolutely perfect, so I'm only doing it once. But honestly, that will be good enough. So off camera now, I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna block everything out, all the corners, everything. In hard to reach places, I'm gonna use this. This is the equivalent of 320 grit. That is really good for, like, you know, going around edges, right? I don't know. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna block the whole thing out and let's get painting. Okay, there it is all blocked out. Looking amazing. So now I'm basically ready to paint this. I am gonna do like a rock guard bottom, but I am gonna use the bed liner stuff that I used underneath. So see, I just taped it up. I'm gonna quickly paint that. I wiped everything with some Varsol like that. And then right before you spray it, you use one of these, a tag cloth. This gets rid of any lint from the rag. So you just kind of go like that, and then you spray it. So I'm gonna go ahead and paint the rock guard first. I'll give it like 20 minutes. I'll get the tape off, and then we're gonna paint the rest. Okay, pretty straightforward. I mean, just a really light coat of this stuff is all I'm doing. Just like that. I don't even want to go right thick by the tape so I can take it off quicker. So I'm just gonna do that strip. Normally I wouldn't even do it, but the car, as you can see, already has it. So I just want it to match or whatever. That is it. All right, off camera. I'm gonna do the rest of it. Okay, so that's what that looks like. Very thin, because like if you were using like a automotive paint with a hardener and everything, I would say wait a day or two for that to fully dry and then scuff it a little with one of these and then paint the whole thing. But in order to save time, I'm just gonna paint it now. I literally painted that 20 minutes ago. So I'm gonna give this one last final wipe and we're gonna spray it, guys. And this is all I'm using. Check it out. Check out the color match. It's pretty good. See what I mean? I just got a flat cans of paint. So 1 or 2 of these should do it. $13 each at Walmart or whatever. It'll be perfect because I'm going for the flat, you know, beater look. Okay, let's go wipe it and paint. Okay, guys, so basically 3 or 4 really light coats. I mean, really nothing to it. You gotta do them light because it comes out better that way. You don't want to get a run or whatever, but pretty straightforward. I'm gonna wear a mask and all that. Oh yeah, and if you burn through anywhere where you see bare metal, you would have just put a little bit of that self-etching primer, just one little pass. But I never burned through anywhere, so we're good. Anyways, I'll see you guys 3 or 4 coats later. Okay, guys, check it out. I am ultra happy with that. Super quick, super fast. It looks awesome. I mean, that was so bad, and look at it. It looks great. Is it a perfect match? Not really, but I might end up painting the rest of the car this color. I'm not gonna worry about that though. The goal is to get it on the road, rat rod, right? Okay, I'm gonna put the bumper on. Let's see what that looks like. And then we're moving on to finishing up this floor, guys. All right, looking pretty fresh with that bumper. Look how nice that all looks. I am super happy with that. I cut the ends off the bumpers. These are American bumpers. I really like that look. Check out the front one. I did the same thing. I painted them just like that. That's all I'm gonna have. Okay, so I'm just doing this hatch now. Check it out, guys. Got the middle welded in. Just slid on these pieces here. Just gonna weld that on. And body filler paint, just like the back. Nothing to it, guys. Okay, guys, look how nice that turned out. I am ultra happy with the back end of this car. Okay, so now I decided, let me just show you in here really quick, right? Same thing I did on the front, there and there, welding these pieces in to like reinforce it for jacking points, right? Which I showed you earlier. So I did the same thing here and on the other side in the back. So it's very strong in these two areas. So now underneath, I wanted a nice jacking point in the back as well. I'm not quite finished here yet. I'm still gonna weld a piece on this side, but see, I did the same thing that I did in the front from underneath. See, I welded this in here. See that? Right up to this. I made this whole thing, and over there is like where the piece is on the inside. So this is super strong, guys. So now this car has a good jacking point. I'm gonna do the same thing on that side, and I'm gonna show you kinda how I did that so you can get some ideas for your own vehicle. You want to be able to jack it with no issues every single time. And once it's all painted and cleaned up, it's gonna look mwah. Okay, I moved the jack, so now I got access to this jacking point, which we are gonna reinforce and make super duper good. So there it is. I banged it all with a hammer everywhere. It is solid. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use a wire wheel like this, and we're gonna give this a nice good clean to see what's what here to clean it up. I'll see you guys in a few. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna remove this. Okay, I cleaned it all up. And I mean, it looks kind of rusty on camera, but everything here is totally solid. Right? I mean, it looks really good. This is all solid. So here is where the brake hose would connect. So that part was kind of rusty and rusted out. So anyways, I ended up cutting it off. See, I got a little hole there. No big deal. This is the thicker stuff from the doors of the dryer or the washing machine. So I'm gonna weld that on. Okay, let me zip that on, and then I'm gonna make a little piece there. I'll show you guys in a minute. Okay, here we are a few minutes later. Looking pretty good if you ask me. So now, see, I made this. Also out of the thicker stuff. That's just gonna get welded on there. And then we have a nice thing for the brake hose, just like we do on this side. This one's still good, so I'm leaving it alone. Okay, I'm gonna weld that on, and then I'll show you how to do this, because obviously that's what we were supposed to be doing. Okay, so there it is. That's on nice, as you can see. So now, see, I got this piece, nice thick piece. So I cleaned it to bare metal there. And I mean, this is solid. This is the frame, right? That's the frame. Over here is where that piece is on the inside. So it's solid here. And it's very solid here, right? So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna weld this thing, just for now. I'm gonna weld it on like that. See, so this is welded. I'm gonna weld it here and here, just like that. So that's the first thing I'm gonna do. Okay, I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Okay, so just a reminder here. I got angle iron there. See, I got some there. And I got some here. Right in that corner, right? So now, let's go underneath so you can kind of see what I have done here. Right? So I welded this thing in. as you can see. So now this is solid welded here. So now I got a nice big long piece. That piece is going to go right there like this. Yeah, it's gonna be not up to it, it's gonna be down so it can like be straight, right? So I'm gonna weld it basically along right here and on this edge, which I cleaned earlier. So that edge, like from the outside, right? From that side. Just like that. And I'm gonna weld it to the floor here. And that will be an awesome, awesome jacking point for this car. Like on the other side. Remember, when I originally got this car here, I couldn't even jack it up because it was just crumbling everywhere I tried to lift it. And now it's gonna be really, really nice and solid in these 4 areas. Okay, I'm gonna zip this on, then I'll show you what I'm gonna do next. Okay guys, look how mint that looks. And the car is actually sitting on this jack. This is totally working. See, I got it welded on. Nice and solid to the floor. I got it welded on there. I got it welded on over here. And now what I'm gonna do is, out of the same angle iron, see I cut out a little piece like this. So I'm gonna weld this in right here, just like that. So it looks nice, and then I'm gonna cut out a little rectangle and I'm just gonna finish off that piece. And yeah, once it's all painted and black and whatever, it's gonna look really, really good. And now we got a nice, good jacking point to jack the car up. Okay, I'll show you guys when it's done. Okay, so there it is. As you can see, I did what I said I was gonna do. See, welded that on. So this is super solid. Attach there, attach there. Okay, we're ready to move on here. So basically, this is almost ready for paint. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab a grinder and I'm gonna clean, you know, this much of the old stuff. So everything, so the body filler attaches good. I'm gonna sand all this, and I'm just gonna use a body filler to make all this look pretty. All right, here's the other side. Looks good. As you can see, I mean, I'm showing you guys almost everything here. I might make something here for these, for the emergency brake. I also made new hangers for the gas tank. So how did I do that? Okay, drill the hole. Okay, and on the inside here, see, there's the hole. So I cut out a piece like this. See, that's just gonna go like that. It's gonna get welded on. And then that bolt, so you can go in at an angle, you know, just the way it originally was. See, I did the other side and I welded it all together. I mean, here it's almost ready for paint. We're pretty close. I will get to all that still. Okay, let's go back underneath. So, I mean, it's looking pretty good. Once it's painted, it's gonna look really nice. So, I mean, I still got a few little areas left. Like, I'm gonna put a piece of metal here, weld it up to this, and then I'm gonna clean that up, paint it. See, I am missing a little chunk here, so I'll weld a little piece in there on the inside. Over here, see, I'll still weld a little piece there, just like an L-shaped piece of metal. Nothing really to it, but it's really, really coming together. It's gonna look good. Like, you guys will be blown away how quick and how good it's gonna look when it's done. Okay, I'll see you guys in a bit. I'm gonna put that hanger on. I'm gonna weld these pieces on. I'm gonna clean all this up, put some body filler. I don't think I'm gonna do the whole thing yet, but I'm gonna just focus on this area here. I'll probably paint it and then I'll move on over there. I'm not too sure. Okay guys, believe it or not, all the welding is done. Literally all of it. Okay, so now, there it is, looking amazing. As you can see, I finished up the trunk here a little bit. Everything is looking good. I am super duper happy with this. Remember what it looked like, guys? Completely rusted out floor, guys. Anyways, okay, let me show you what we're doing next, guys. We're gonna prep this for paint now. Super easy. Okay, so the first thing I'm gonna do is, like, anywhere I welded, I got this wire wheel. And I'm just gonna go over all the welds, clean everything up nice all over. So that's step number one. Step number two, guys, I got some sandpaper here. I got some of this. Basically everything I want painted, I have to scuff it up. If it's shiny, paint won't stick to it. See this right here? There, it just gotta look like that. No big deal. So I'm gonna go ahead and prep this whole floor, guys. I am gonna use lightweight body filler, not on everything, but if there's something like in a visible area, kind of like the trunk here, I might like body fill that. Okay, we'll get to that. I'm gonna go ahead and off camera prep this. I'll see you guys in about an hour because that's how long it is going to take me. Oh yeah, and check these out, guys. So I did here what I said I was gonna do. See, I just welded it on top. So obviously I'm gonna clean this up a bit, put body filler on it, sand it, shape it out, and we're almost ready underneath, but we're gonna focus on the inside today, and hopefully we can get to the underneath, but we will see. Okay, everything is sanded, clean, ready for paint basically. So what I did, see, I put a little bit of body filler there. I'm gonna do that bottom piece and just that. Otherwise, I'm happy with everything else. Not really gonna see it anyways, plus it looks good. Okay, so I'm gonna fill that with body filler and then I'm just gonna lightly sand that. I'm not even gonna waste my time. Just gonna do it super duper quick. No big deal. Okay guys, so there it is. That is all I'm doing for body filler. So now I got some 80 grit, and like I said, I'm not going bananas here. This is all about building a cool rat rod fast. So see all these like high points sticking out? So this is all I'm doing in real time. That's it. That's all I'm gonna do. I'm not doing anything more than that. Pretty straightforward. So I'm gonna go ahead and sand this whole thing. Should take me like 5 minutes. And then we're getting painting. Okay, that looks beautiful. Good enough for me. I'm very happy with that. So now I'm using two products. Product number one, self-etching primer. So I'm only gonna primer the areas with bare metal. And I'm just using a brush. I'm just gonna go, and then I'm painting everything with just rust paint, armor coat, rust paint. 25 bucks for one of these. This was 33 bucks. I use this for lots of different things, but anytime there's bare metal, you gotta use self-etching primer so it sticks to bare metal. Nothing really likes to stick to bare metal except for self-etching primer. Okay, let's do this. Okay, so we're gonna use very little of this. So basically, all I'm doing is, just so you know, see all these areas with the welds? That is all I'm doing, guys. Anything that's bare metal, doesn't have to be perfect, doesn't have to be covered like perfection or anything. Just like that. So I'm gonna go around, I'm gonna do every single weld right now, and then I'll show you the red. Okay guys, check it out. Doesn't that look awesome? It is really getting there. So now we're using the red paint, which is unreal. Check it out. Such good paint. That's all we're doing. Just gonna go around and paint the whole thing just like that. I am gonna wear a respirator. One of these cans should do the whole floor. I should be able to do this whole entire floor in literally 15 minutes, guys. So I'll see you guys soon. All right, guys, you're gonna be blown away. Check it out, everybody. How mint does that look? Unbelievable. Super happy with that. Super happy with that. Let's go in the back. Check it out. Ooh wee, look at that. Everything is looking great. Okay guys, so what we're gonna do now is I'm quickly gonna wrap up the underneath, guys. Okay guys, so now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna put body filler where it needs to be. So I'll do that off camera, guys, and I'll show you what that looks like, and then we're gonna paint it. See you guys soon. Okay, here we are. What do you guys think of that? Looking pretty good. Pretty good if you ask me. So now I'm just gonna sand it a bit just like before, but now I'm actually gonna use this. This is like a sandpaper disc or whatever, just to get some of the high spots. So off camera, I'll clean it up. I'll show you what it looks like, and then let's paint it. Okay guys, there it is. I am ultra happy with that. That looks very nice. It's pretty smooth. I mean, check it out. Feels nice, looks nice. So now I'm gonna switch it up a little bit because it is really, really cold. This is a new product. It's an awesome paint, just like trim clad or armor coat, but it dries a lot quicker, guys. I'm gonna try it. Okay, let's do it. Okay guys, this honestly won't even take long. This should last the whole underneath here. Look how good it covers. Let's try it out. Look at that. So I'm just gonna go around, guys, and I'm gonna paint the whole entire underneath of this car with this paint. Looks pretty straightforward. Like, I can get all these corners nice. Check it out. Shouldn't take me more than, honestly, half an hour to do everything. Look how good this looks. I mean, you guys see it, and it dries fast. I've used it once already, and like 2 hours goes by and it's dry, versus those other paints. They're great, but when it's cold, they take days to dry. Like the red paint I used on the inside, good paint, but takes way too long to dry. This stuff is awesome, great product. Black & Decker, guys, four times faster drying. Good, awesome product, guys. Okay, I'll see you guys in 45 minutes. I'll show you what this looks like. Okay, guys, it is done. I can't believe it. I beat winter. Winter is not here yet. Check it out. Looking pretty good. Check out the underneath, guys. Looking pretty incredible, guys. Looking pretty sweet if you ask me, guys. Very nice. I'm very happy with all that. So I'm gonna throw the axle on and we're going in the garage, guys. And continuing this journey, guys. Remember, if you want this not to rust, you have to rust guard your car with oil guard it annually, guys, especially if you're gonna winter drive it. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe. Till next time, everybody.